Hello, hello, hello. I am Geplin, and in honor of the new Pokemon games, I want to bring you this exciting new Starmade build. So let's jump in and start watching the time lapse. So this was actually really challenging. I'm not a super talented pixel artist to begin with. The really only experience I have with it is building these weird Starmade ships and some random stuff in Minecraft. But I never really got into the Minecraft pixel art, whatever. So, really, this was very difficult, and it just kind of illustrates to me the importance of sketching out your stuff. So the only way I was able to get through this was to get out a piece of graph paper. Basically, I just had a piece of graph paper, sketched out exactly what I wanted, put all the pixels in the right place on the graph paper, and was able to just copy it over into the game from there. And the way that I had to do that actually was just to draw Pikachu on the graph paper and then trace around the squares that the drawing intersected. So that really is what I think that's what I'd recommend for anyone who wants to build their ships in this game. Start with a sketch. If you can get a sketch that looks kind of blocky and you can see how the things go together, that's great, but otherwise, grab a piece of graph paper and try to figure it out, because if you have a ship with circles and a lot of other curves and things, it's going to be very difficult to transfer over to the game. The face was really the hardest part, just because I had to turn it into 3D. Getting a 2D face done was really simple, but I didn't want it to just have a flat face on it. So I actually had to do a sketch from 3 different sketches of the different sides of the face in order to get the proportions to turn out the way I wanted them to. And then none of it looks right until you put the ears on. They have such iconic ears. I was focusing so much on the face, it never looked right, and then I put on his nice little lopsided ears, and it finally looked the way I wanted it to. The body actually was pretty simple, because if you look at Pikachu, he's mostly a cylinder. I mean, he's got a little bit of chubbiness in the middle, but for the most part, he's just a cylinder with legs. So that's pretty much what I built, and it was really simple. The legs are also little cylinders, so that was difficult just because they're too small in the game to turn into circles, so they're kind of weird looking squares instead of cylinders, but I think it works out pretty well, especially for on the fly. And aside from the face, I was able to do everything else on the fly, but not the tail. I had so much trouble with the tail. I tried building it a couple times just winging it. I had to actually stop the game and sketch it out to get the look I wanted. It's still not exactly the way I want, but I think it looks a lot better. And then just threw a couple of stripes on. The stripes were pretty easy. Everything in the body was simple. It was the head that was a pain. Now, doing the interior was also kind of difficult, just because it was kind of my fault, because I wanted to finish the body and everything first, make sure everything looked good before I filled it in. So I filled in the body completely instead of just doing my usual outline and then filling in the interior. And I would really, really not recommend finishing your ship before you do the interior, just because it's so dark you can't see what you're doing at all. It's impossible to fill in right. Even if you just have a few guidelines for where the outside of the ship's going to be, it's way better to try to fill it in that way. Because I couldn't see what I was doing inside this ship. I know I didn't get the power optimized right. I didn't get in as many shields as I would have liked. This isn't as functional a ship as a couple of the other ones I've made, like the laser sheep. The laser sheep is very functional, but this Pikachu, he works. He's fine. You can use his cheek lasers and things, but he really just does not. It doesn't function quite as well. He loses power. I don't think he doesn't have very many shields. I forget the number offhand. But really, I don't know if I'd fly him into battle other than to be confusing. But it would be so fun. You could get a bunch of these and attack a space station. And think of playing with some of these weird things on a server. You'd confuse the heck out of the other factions. Hey, as always, I just went back and forth and tested, saw how much power I lost, added some more, saw how much power I lost, and added some more. It's really just a process of going until it's not eating up all the power as soon as you fire the weapons. But I was kind of running out of space, honestly. I wasn't able to optimize it fully. I think I had some room for some other stuff. I could have added more shields and engines, but really, this is it. I mean, I wanted the Pikachu. And he shoots the little lightning things. Pikachu, use Thunderbolt. Yeah. Anyway, I just had so much fun with these ships, so I fly around for a while afterward. Probably a little too long, some would say. Yeah. And you see all the debris that I like to shoot at. I leave all my other stuff around for target practice and other things. But really, this was just kind of a whim I had. I've been playing the Pokemon games. I was like, I could make Pikachu and this would be fun. So I hope you enjoy it. Download, like, subscribe, comment if you want to, share if you enjoyed. I really appreciate your support. I will keep doing these builds. I've been Gefwin, and I will see you soon.